Here's your shot at winning $1,000. Text the national keyword EARN right now to 95819. That's EARN to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and messaging rates may apply. Please don't text and drive. It's 5K a day on WMAL. Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
Nick Freitas is a delegate for the House of Delegates in Virginia. He referred to yesterday's first session of the special session to redistrict and gerrymander Virginia as a cluster. We'll get more from Delegate Nick Freitas coming up in 30 minutes. And then at 8:05, we'll speak with General Jack Keane about President Trump's trip to Asia that is in progress as we speak. It's Larry O'Connor with Julie Gunlock. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
You are a Virginia voter. Have you? You're an election day voter, though. You do not vote early.
I am, but I encourage people get out there, get voting.
The end of early voting is this Saturday. Election day is a week from today. Now's the time when candidates will make their final pitch, and we've got John Reid, nominee for lieutenant governor, to do just that. But first, here's a 30-second ad that does a pretty good job of making that final pitch.
Why do we need John Reid as lieutenant governor? When crazy things start to happen, he will be the reasonable and responsible adult in the room to break the ties and protect the Commonwealth. No higher taxes, no racial discrimination and DEI, no boys and girls sports, no sanctuary cities, no more sexually explicit material in schools, no more radical rioters destroying our history. Advancing the good, stopping the bad. John Reid for lieutenant governor.
It's a powerful ad, and I got to tell you, John Reid, as I watched that and listened to it and heard the points you were making, Tim Kaine and Mark Warner could have run that ad when they ran for governor not too long ago. How far Virginia has come, John?
The Democrats have really devolved, and I hope that the Virginia voters are paying attention. I think they are, and I think they're going to punish these guys across the spectrum on November 4th. I mean, what they did yesterday at the Capitol was so breathtakingly arrogant and stupid, and it is everything against what I'm talking about. It is not reasonable. It is not responsible. It is not respectful of the voters of Virginia or your opposition, and it's not fair. And I think Virginia voters don't like that kind of stuff. That's why I'm hoping they'll pick me instead of the leader of the progressive movement in Virginia.
Well, that leader of the progressive movement in Virginia, your opponent, she really has sort of run her campaign from the basement. She will not debate you. I loved what you did, having a debate basically with the empty chair. I reminded me of the Clint Eastwood empty chair, of you answering tough questions, you being presented tough questions and answering them. Why is she so afraid of you?
Well, I did TV and radio, but it's not like she's a nobody. She's been in the state Senate for years now.
Yeah.
So, whether you're a polished presenter or not, every Virginian, I think, expects candidates to stand on stage and defend themselves, articulate what they believe in. You don't have to be a perfect TV news anchor. You just have to be able to articulate what you believe in. I got to be honest with you. I knew she wouldn't do 10 debates when I offered 10 debates. That was me, making a point. But I am shocked that she didn't do one debate just to mark that box and say, I'm a legitimate candidate. Instead, she's hidden in the basement, and I think people really resent it.
Mm-hmm.
John Reid is our guest, candidate for lieutenant governor in Virginia. And John, it was remarkable when you saw Abigail Spanberger reveal her new design of her campaign bus for the final 10 days of the campaign. And conspicuously missing from that bus was the unity ticket, the diversity ticket that we heard so much about. Jay Jones, African-American attorney general candidate, and Gisela Hashmi, of course, the lieutenant governor candidate. Their names were nowhere to be found. Do you think that Abigail was trying to shed the dead weight of her ticket and just try to coast to victory, sort of conceding the fact that her other two candidates are in pretty bad shape?
Yeah, I don't take anything for granted, but I mean, it does send a message, and they had to make a calculated decision that it's worth it to get those other two names off the bus just so that she could try to, streamline her efforts here at the end. I mean, Ghazala Hashmi, once you actually start examining her voting record, changing the state forms from mother to birthing person. I mean, I've met a lot of Democrats who were like, hell no, that's too far.
Yeah.
Keeping the schools closed, the trans agenda. There's one person who's really the champion of putting boys and girls sports and men and girls and women's locker rooms, and that's Ghazala Hashmi. I mean, everything we don't like, everything that the average person goes, wait a minute, that's a little too far, it's Ghazala Hashmi pushing it.
She was also caught on video there was some sort of a Virginia Education Board meeting where she said she just doesn't care about some of the sexually explicit materials in school libraries. That was a real shock to me, especially after, that tanked, Terry McAuliffe's run for governor, and there was that sort of blow up a few years ago of finding pornography in school libraries. The idea that she just said it straight out. She doesn't care. What do you think about that issue?
Well, when I first saw that video, which, by the way, was sent to me by one of her colleagues in the Senate, I mean, they don't even like her in the Senate. I hate to tell. I mean, they might vote along with her, but she's so obnoxious and arrogant, apparently, that even her own peers don't like her. But anyway, when I got the video, I'm a former TV reporter, and my instinct is to try to be fair with people, even if I'm running against them. So I was like, well, maybe this is taken out of context. No, I went and watched the video. It's not taken out of context. She really said, I'm worried about violence, but I really don't care about the sexually explicit material.
Yeah.
What kind of a parent or legislator or educator says that kind of thing with young kids?
Yeah.
I mean, it blows my mind, and that's why people had to see that. That reveals her mindset.
Guest is John Reid. And John, listen, you came on this program the day after you announced you were going to run for lieutenant governor. At the time, you had an opponent or two, but then for various reasons, you ended up coasting to the nomination. And now here you are 1 week from the last day of voting, Election Day. Why don't you take the final couple of minutes here to make your final case to the voters? You've been wise enough to know that a lot of the voters that you need to win this election listen to this program every morning on their way into work or school. Tell them why you're the person that deserves to be the next lieutenant governor of Virginia.
Well, I'm thankful to have the opportunity to come on WMAL, and I know that a lot of thoughtful conservative voters are listening to you. I'm calling you this morning from Bird's Nest, Virginia, on the Eastern Shore, and I hope people will take note of that because I have tried over the last 9 months to go everywhere in the state. I'm not giving up on any votes. I'm going to places that no one else will go. I'm talking to people that other candidates ignore because I want to prove to everyone, A, I'm willing to put in the work to be a good candidate and to be a good lieutenant governor. I want to listen to Virginians. I want to come up with solutions for Virginians. I want to stand up for our conservative principles. If you send me to the Capitol, I'll keep working hard for you. I'm going to be the guy who is reasonable, who is responsible. I'm going to do my best to be respectful of everybody, even the people who disagree with me. I hope I've demonstrated that with the, let's just call it, troubles that have occurred during the campaign. I've tried to be respectful of other people, even when they have attacked me. And fundamentally, I'm going to try to make decisions that are fair for the people of Virginia and that best tradition of Virginia leadership that we used to see on display from everybody. I'd like to help bring that civility back to the Capitol while still fighting for the things we believe in. And I think that's possible. I really do.
John Reid, he's your candidate for Lieutenant Governor, Republicans, and you've got, well, just a few more days to make it happen. John, thanks for joining us. Good luck in this final week.
Good luck.
I really appreciate it. I promise I'll keep working hard.